We've just launched our new T-Series. That is taking a lot of the lessons learned from the enterprise market and actually translating that into the telco market. So SDN and NFV is there to provide CapEx and OpEx saving, and a lot of the focus has been on CapEx saving, but actually the biggest benefit comes from operating expenses savings. But equally, you can't just take data center equipment, which is where this has stemmed from, and translate that purely into a telecom market. In particular, the telecom market has very stringent regulatory requirements. It has to deploy all around the world. That includes into areas where you're deploying into earthquake zones. And so the whole resilience of the platform needs to be much higher than traditional enterprise telco grade type compute equipment. So what the new T-Series does is it combines all of the benefits and the virtues of the SDN and NFV initiatives and all the open source extensions and the ability to separate control and data plane, which gives you efficiency savings, with a hardened carrier grade environment and platform that is capable and has proven itself in telecom networks over many years. The T-Series platform scales from the smaller 2-slot systems all the way up to the 14-slot Ultra systems. Depending on where this is deployed in the network, typically these platforms need to grow from a few tens of gigabits per second all the way up to maybe 300 or 400 gigabits per second. And with the scalability, you essentially have the same platform, the same management software, and the same services and resources, which allow you to scale from, say, a smaller 3G deployment performing policy, which is maybe only a few tens of gigabits per second, all the way through to a fixed line network, such as a cable policy enforcement device, where you're actually scaling to many hundred gigabits per second based on the throughput that you can achieve per user and across quite a large area of users. The common misconception is that Radisys is very much a hardware company. Actually, we're very much a solutions and software company as well now. From the small cells, of course, and the MRF that most people know about from us. But also, we now provide very specialized load balancing capabilities within our platform to actually enable these types of platforms. So although the CPU resources, the compute resources can be virtualized using partner products for the KVM and things like that for the virtualization environments, but actually the tie-in to the load balancing, the intelligent switching, and then the software that ties us into the orchestration layers through things like OpenStack, those are very much more a critical part of our business. Not necessarily delivering the orchestration solutions, but making sure we tie in and are compatibility tested with some of the new SDN and NFV promoted solutions, which, as I say, include things like orchestration and OpenStack, and also the extension of those and the plugins of those, and then also the SDN related initiatives with OpenFlow and plugging into some of the more popular controllers like the RYU controller that is becoming much more mature in the market now. We're coming from an era today with 10 and 40 gigabit connectivity, and that's largely what's deployed in the network. I think the figures are something like 97%. But as we move into the data center, and the telco data center if you like, you'll see the 100 gigabit coming out of being purely just for the sort of wide area network and moving into the metro, but also moving into the data center. And so cost-effective 100 gigabit solutions are going to be very critical to the whole evolution of this. So Radisys will be announcing its 100 gigabit network connectivity solutions, delivering cost-effective 100 gigabit connections, and also very high density. So, platforms that stretch well over a terabit per second of connectivity and performance, and that's true terabit processing capacity. There's been many announcements around terabit capacity platforms. Well, you can always add the numbers up to create a terabit, but this is true terabit type technology, which will be here this year.